Hey, welcome back, everybody. Monty Strand has an awesome story to share with you. So here's a story time with Monty, part two.
Part two.
Take it away, Monty.
All right, let's see. I'll make this as G as possible. Like, jeez, that happened. Okay, so another prison story. I'm passing out medications to the inmates in the section. And I'm in UNO1, which is a maximum security, death row guys, hard to manage inmates, and stuff like that. So I go in the section, and they have a window. It's probably 2 feet high and that wide, 12 inches, no. About 4 inches wide. So the inmates can look out and we can look in. So this inmate's standing right at the window, and he goes, I need to go to the infirmary. And I'm just like, well, what's going on? And he goes, well, I can't tell you. I just need to go to the infirmary. And again, I just said,
I don't know if they know what an infirmary actually is. Can you explain what that word means?
An infirmary is a hospital. It's the infirmary. It's
like the medical unit.
Medical unit for like the military. We're going to take this person to the infirmary, which is our hospital. So
okay, so he wants to go
to
the infirmary.
The infirmary, our medical hospital, at a different facility than where he's housed. So I go, well, you're not going to the infirmary. We just don't transport inmates to the infirmary because you want to. I need to know what's going on. And he goes, well, I just need to go. I can't tell you. Well, I said, well, you're talking to me. You're alert. You're oriented. I don't see anything wrong, so you're not going to go to the infirmary. Well, I need to go. Well, tell me. And he held his hand up, and he had a lot of blood in his hand. And I'm like, well, where's the blood coming from? What happened? And when the inmates eat chow, their breakfast, lunch, dinner, they're given sporks and a plastic knife. Mm-hmm. Okay, so he goes, well, I cut myself. And I'm like, well, did you cut your hand? What did you do? And he goes, no, I cut my testicle. And I'm like, what? No, you didn't. I go, step away from the windows, because he was right up to the door, so all I could see is his face. I said, you got to step away from the door so I can see what's going on. And he took a step back, and I'm like, I just had this, oh my God, because I've never seen this before.
Yeah.
He's holding his testicle in his hand, and it was attached to a cord all the way down. So I could see like 4 to 5 feet of this cord that he's holding. And he's not bleeding profusely, but I'm like, what did you do? And he cut himself open with that plastic knife. So you got to imagine how many cuts that would take to cut that thing open. And then he's just holding his testicle, and I just like looked at the officer, and I'm like, I agree. We got to get this guy over to the infirmary.
Yeah.
And I've never seen anything like it. So they brought him out. I actually packed it.
Yeah.
You really can't dress it because how are you going to wrap it? So I just applied dressing and taped it on there the best I could. Got him over to the infirmary, and then we had to ship him up to the University of Utah because that's where we would send inmates. We had an agreement with the university to take inmates there, but it was just weird because I'd never seen anything like that before. And then just before the story, we was looking it up, and I guess it's the epididymis, mm-hmm. And it's wrapped in there pretty good. I still don't understand how this is, but they're saying it can be 20 feet long.
Yeah.
Which is unreal.
Yeah.
So
next time we go to the cadaver lab, that's what we're going to be looking for.
So I saw something different. I saw at least 4 to 5 feet of it, and I thought it was something different. I'm like, what is that? But yeah, it can be 20 feet long. So it was just crazy to see this guy holding his own testicle in his hand and seeing the cord all the way down, and it's like it's just crazy.
Okay, so this is the question that I have to ask. Why do you think that he did that? Why would a person take a plastic knife and spend the time to actually cut through their tissue and do something like that?
So the only thing I can think of is this guy, he was in UN-01, which is a maximum security, like I said, where death row inmates are, hard to manage inmates, and inmates that just can't live anywhere else because they get picked on a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking.
And who would that be? Like, what kind of inmates need to be separated from other people?
You have rapists and child molesters. Had their own section out there. They were housed alone, wrecked alone, because seriously, the other inmates didn't like them.
There's kind of a code.
So this guy did something in one of the sections he was at, got sent to UN-01 for segregation, and I would dare say the other inmates in that section knew who he was or found out what he did. So they harassed him, kept teasing him, probably harassed him enough to where he couldn't sleep at night.
Yeah.
And because they just took turns picking on this guy, and he couldn't handle it. So he did this so he could get out of that section and go get housed in the infirmary for a period of time until he healed.
Wow.
So self-mutilation to get away from abuse, that's the only thing that I can think of.
Yeah.
Because he got sent to the U for a few days, then he came back in the infirmary for a few days, housed in there so he could be under watchful eye. And then I would probably know for a fact that he got sent back to UN-01 for a period of time until he gained his level back to be moved back to, they called it SSD, Special Services Dormitory, where they housed all the child crimes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The inmates there. So.
Yeah.
So that's what it was, probably self-mutilation to get out of the section because he was being abused and teased.
Yeah.
Which is something that he deserved, I'm sure.
You know, it's just crazy. Crazy that human beings will harm other human beings and end up in that, facility in the first place. But and to hurt themselves that way, I would think that would be a B-med patient.
But I just couldn't imagine getting a plastic knife and cutting yourself enough to do that.
Yeah.
About imagine the pain of that. Yuck. So
yeah.
Horrible.
Okay, cool. Well, thanks for sharing that very interesting story. And you learned some new anatomy during that whole thing, right? You think you know stuff about the human body, and then something like that happens. You're like, wow, I didn't know that it could be that long.
Right. So stuff that you could be doing this for years and years and years, and then boom, like 20 feet. Learned that today.
Yeah.
After 30 years. Had no idea that thing could be.
And none of us were even sure. Is it the vas deferens? Is it the epididymis? We're not sure. We had to look it up, and it's the epididymis.
So
up to 20 feet.
20 feet.
Crazy stuff. Human body is amazing, right?
Yep.
Okay. Thanks for that awesome story, Monty.
Thank you. Thank you.